You cannot protect your kidneys after 50 if you keep eating the same foods that are quietly overloading them every single day. And the most confusing part is this. Some of the foods that can become dangerous for weak kidneys are not junk foods. Some of them are healthy. Avocados, bananas, spinach, tomatoes, nuts, whole wheat bread, beans, dairy. These are foods many people proudly eat because they believe they are doing something good for their body. And for a person with healthy kidneys, many of these foods can absolutely be part of a nutritious diet. But if your kidneys are already struggling, the rules can change. A food that is healthy for one person may become risky for another person because damaged kidneys may not filter potassium, phosphorus, sodium, fluid, or certain waste products as well as they used to. That is what makes kidney nutrition so confusing. It is not always about good foods and bad foods. It is about the right food, for the right person, in the right amount, at the right stage of kidney health. I am Dr. Adrian, and today I am going to walk you through 22 common foods that people with kidney problems may need to limit, avoid, or discuss with a kidney dietitian. But before we start, I need you to hear this clearly. Do not panic. Do not throw away every food in your kitchen. Do not suddenly stop eating fruits, vegetables, protein, or grains because of one video. Kidney diets are personal. Your eGFR matters. Your potassium level matters. Your phosphorus level matters. Your blood pressure matters. Your blood sugar matters. Your medications matter. Whether you are on dialysis matters. Whether you have kidney stones matters. Whether you have diabetes or heart failure matters. So this video is not a personal prescription. It is a warning map. It shows you which foods deserve caution, especially after 50, especially if you have chronic kidney disease, swelling, high blood pressure, diabetes, kidney stones, abnormal labs, or a family history of kidney failure. And stay with me until the end, because food number 1 is the one many people think is healthier than white bread. But for kidney patients, it may not always be the better choice. That surprises almost everyone. Now let us begin with food number 22. Avocados. Avocados are creamy, delicious, and full of nutrients. They contain healthy fats. They contain fiber. They contain vitamins. They are popular in heart-healthy diets. So why would they ever be a problem? The answer is potassium. Potassium is an essential mineral. Your heart, nerves, and muscles need it. But if your kidneys cannot remove extra potassium from the blood, potassium can build up. That condition is called hyperkalemia. High potassium can be dangerous because it can affect heart rhythm. Sometimes it causes weakness, numbness, fatigue, nausea, or palpitations. Sometimes there are no obvious symptoms until the level becomes serious. That is why kidney patients must take potassium seriously. Avocados can contain a lot of potassium compared with many other foods. So if you have chronic kidney disease and your doctor has told you to limit potassium, a large avocado or frequent avocado meals may not be right for you. The mistake is thinking, it is healthy, so I can eat as much as I want. No. Healthy does not mean unlimited. If your potassium is normal and your dietitian says avocado fits your plan, you may be able to enjoy a small portion, maybe a few slices, maybe a quarter of an avocado, not a giant bowl of guacamole with salty chips. And that is another problem. Avocado often comes with sodium, guacamole with salty tortilla chips, avocado toast on salty bread, avocado in restaurant meals. The avocado itself is not the whole story. The full meal matters. So if you love avocado and have kidney concerns, ask your dietitian how much fits your potassium goal. Do not guess. Food number 21 is bananas. Bananas are one of the most popular fruits in the world. They are easy to eat. They are cheap. They are naturally sweet. They are often promoted for energy, digestion, and heart health. But bananas are also known for potassium. Again, potassium is not bad. The body needs it. But in chronic kidney disease, extra potassium can become dangerous if the kidneys cannot clear it properly. A person with healthy kidneys may eat bananas without a problem. But a person with CKD, high potassium, certain blood pressure medications, or advanced kidney disease may need to limit bananas. The issue is not always one banana. The issue is the pattern. A banana in the morning, orange juice with breakfast, tomato sauce at lunch, potatoes at dinner, dried fruit as a snack. Then suddenly potassium intake adds up. The person says, but I only ate healthy foods. The kidneys say, it was too much for your current filtration capacity. That is the difference. If you have kidney problems, do not blindly eat bananas every day because someone online said they are healthy. Ask about your potassium. Ask how much is safe. And consider lower potassium fruit options if your clinician recommends them, such as apples, berries, grapes, pineapple, peaches, or pears, depending on your plan. Food number 20 is apricots. Apricots are sweet, colorful, and full of nutrients. But for kidney patients, especially in later stages of CKD, apricots can become a potassium concern. Fresh apricots contain potassium. Dried apricots are even more concentrated. This is the danger with dried fruits. When water is removed, the fruit becomes smaller, easier to overeat, and more concentrated in sugar and minerals. A few dried apricots may not look like much, but they can carry a potassium load that matters for someone with kidney disease. The mistake is treating dried fruit like fresh fruit. It is not the same. A fresh apricot has water and volume. A dried apricot is concentrated. If you have kidney disease, high potassium, or have been told to follow a low potassium diet, apricots may need limits, and dried apricots may be much more risky than fresh ones. Again, this does not mean apricots are bad for everyone. It means the form and portion matter. Food number 19 is oranges and orange juice. Oranges are rich in vitamin C. They are refreshing. They have antioxidants. They feel like a healthy morning choice. But oranges and orange juice can be high in potassium for people who need potassium restriction. Orange juice is especially easy to overdo. You can drink the potassium and sugar of several oranges quickly without feeling full. And that is one of the biggest problems with fruit juice. It looks healthy, it sounds natural, but it can deliver sugar and minerals quickly, without the same fiber and fullness as whole fruit. If you have kidney disease and your potassium is high, orange juice may not be a good daily drink. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, orange juice can also raise blood sugar quickly. Blood sugar control matters because diabetes is one of the biggest causes of kidney disease. So if you are trying to protect your kidneys, be careful with the healthy juice trap. A safer option for many people may be lower potassium fruits or small portions of whole fruit, depending on your lab results. If you want citrus flavor, a small amount of lemon or lime in water may fit better for many people, but even that depends on your reflux, teeth, stomach, and medical plan. Food number 18 is dried fruit. This includes raisins, dried apricots, prunes, dried dates, dried figs, dried cranberries, dried mango, and dried apple slices with added sugar. Dried fruit looks healthy because it starts as fruit, but it is concentrated. Concentrated sugar, concentrated potassium, sometimes added sugar, sometimes preservatives, sometimes sodium. And because dried fruit is small, people eat a lot without realizing it. A handful becomes two becomes three. And suddenly the sugar and potassium load is much higher than expected. For kidney patients, dried fruit can be especially tricky. Prunes and raisins can be high in potassium. Dried cranberries often have added sugar. Dried mango can be coated with sugar. Dried fruit mixes may also include salty nuts. So if you have kidney disease, do not assume dried fruit is automatically safe. Fresh fruit in controlled portions is often a better choice than dried fruit. If you love dried fruit, ask your dietitian if any small portion fits your plan, but do not snack on it mindlessly. Food number 17 is spinach. This one surprises people. Spinach is considered a superfood. It is full of nutrients. It contains iron, folate, magnesium, and plant compounds. It is used in salads, smoothies, omelets, soups, and healthy bowls. But spinach can be high in oxalates. Oxalates are natural compounds found in many plant foods. For people prone to calcium oxalate kidney stones, high oxalate foods can be a problem. Oxalate can bind with calcium and form crystals. Those crystals can grow into kidney stones. Kidney stones can cause severe pain, blood in the urine, nausea, vomiting, and urinary obstruction. Spinach can also be a potassium concern for some kidney patients. So if you have a history of kidney stones, especially calcium oxalate stones, or if your clinician told you to follow a low oxalate diet, spinach may need limits. The mistake is putting raw spinach in everything. Spinach smoothies, spinach salads, spinach omelets, spinach juice, spinach every day. If your kidneys and stone history are normal, moderate spinach may be fine. But if you have kidney stone risk or CKD, do not blindly consume large amounts. Ask what fits your situation. Lower oxalate vegetable options may include cabbage, cauliflower, lettuce, cucumber, zucchini, or other choices your dietitian recommends. Food number 16 is potatoes and sweet potatoes. Potatoes are everywhere. Baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, French fries, potato chips, hash browns, sweet potato fries, potato soups, potato snacks. Potatoes and sweet potatoes can be nutritious, but they are often high in potassium. For people with healthy kidneys, potassium from potatoes may not be a problem, but for kidney patients with high potassium, potatoes can be a major issue. Now, there is a technique called leaching. Cutting potatoes into small pieces, soaking them, and boiling them in water can reduce some potassium, but it does not remove all potassium, and portion still matters. The wrong way to eat potatoes for kidney health is through fries and chips, because now you are adding sodium, unhealthy fats, calories, and processing. Potato chips are one of the easiest ways to eat too much sodium without feeling full. French fries are often salty and fried, so if you have kidney concerns, potatoes must be handled carefully. Ask your dietitian whether leached potatoes fit your potassium target. Avoid salty potato snacks, and do not assume sweet potatoes are safer just because they sound healthier. They can also contain significant potassium. Food number 15 is tomatoes and tomato sauce. Tomatoes are rich in antioxidants like lycopene. They are used in Mediterranean-style diets. They are in salads, soups, sauces, salsa, ketchup, pizza, pasta, curries, and stews. But tomatoes can be high in potassium for people who need potassium restriction. Tomato sauce is even more concentrated. A small tomato may not seem like much, but tomato paste, tomato sauce, ketchup, marinara, pizza sauce, and canned tomato products can deliver more potassium and sodium than people realize. The danger is not only the tomato, it is the concentration and the serving size. People eat pasta with tomato sauce, pizza with tomato sauce, ketchup on fries, tomato soup from a can, and salsa with salty chips. Now you have potassium plus sodium plus processed carbohydrates plus maybe phosphorus additives depending on the product. If your potassium is high, tomato products may need limits. If your blood pressure is high, salty tomato sauces and canned tomato soups may be a problem. A safer approach is to use small portions, choose low-sodium versions, and ask your renal dietitian about alternatives. For some people, roasted red pepper sauce or other lower potassium options may work better, depending on the plan. Food number 14 is pickles and relish. Pickles may seem harmless because they are made from cucumbers. But the problem is sodium. Pickles, relish, olives, pickled vegetables, and many fermented salty foods can contain a large amount of sodium. Sodium matters because it affects blood pressure and fluid balance. High sodium can make you thirsty. It can make the body hold fluid. It can raise blood pressure in many people. And high blood pressure is one of the biggest causes of kidney damage. This is especially important for people with CKD, heart failure, swelling, or high blood pressure. One pickle can contain far more sodium than people expect. Relish can add sodium to sandwiches and hot dogs. Kimchi and fermented vegetables can be healthy for the gut in some ways, but they can also be salty. So do not assume fermented means kidney-friendly. If it is high in sodium, your kidneys and blood pressure still have to deal with it. If you love pickled foods, choose low-sodium versions if available. Rinse when appropriate, use very small portions, and do not eat them daily without considering your sodium limit. Food number 13 is soda. Soda is one of the worst daily drinks for kidney and metabolic health. Regular soda brings sugar. Liquid sugar is easy to overconsume. It can contribute to weight gain, insulin resistance, diabetes, and blood sugar problems. And diabetes is one of the leading causes of chronic kidney disease. Dark colas can also contain phosphorus additives. Phosphorus additives are especially important for kidney patients because damaged kidneys may struggle to remove extra phosphorus. High phosphorus can affect bones, blood vessels, and overall health. Diet soda removes sugar, but it is not a free pass. Some people drink diet soda instead of water all day. They use it as their main fluid. They keep craving sweetness. They may still be consuming additives that do not belong at the center of a kidney-conscious routine. If you want to protect your kidneys, do not make soda your daily drink. Switch gradually if needed. Water, unsweetened tea, lemon water if tolerated, sparkling water without sugar if it fits your digestion. The goal is not perfection overnight. The goal is to stop letting soda be the default. Food number 12 is alcohol. Alcohol is not a food, but it belongs on this list because it affects the kidneys indirectly and sometimes seriously. Alcohol can raise blood pressure. It can dehydrate you. It can disturb sleep. It can affect blood sugar. It can interact with medications. It can damage the liver, and severe liver problems can affect kidney function. It can also lead to poor food choices, salty snacks, late-night meals, fried foods, missed medication, poor sleep, less movement. For someone with CKD, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, liver disease, or medication use, alcohol must be discussed honestly with a clinician. The mistake is saying, it is just a few drinks, when those few drinks happen every night. Frequency matters. Amount matters. Your medical condition matters. If you drink alcohol, ask your doctor what amount is safe for you. And if you have been told to avoid it, take that seriously. Your kidneys do not need another nightly burden. Food number 11 is almonds and certain nuts. Nuts are healthy in many diets. They contain healthy fats, protein, fiber, and minerals. But for kidney patients, nuts can be complicated. Many nuts contain phosphorus and potassium. Some nuts, especially almonds, can be high in oxalates, which may matter for people prone to calcium oxalate kidney stones. The problem is portion size. People rarely eat 5 almonds. They eat handfuls. They eat nut butters. They add nuts to oatmeal. They eat trail mix with dried fruit and chocolate. They snack without measuring. And suddenly the potassium, phosphorus, calories, and oxalates add up. If you have CKD, ask your dietitian which nuts fit your phosphorus and potassium goals. If you have kidney stones, ask about oxalates. If you are allowed nuts, use measured portions. Do not eat from the bag. Do not combine nuts with dried fruit and chocolate and call it kidney-friendly. Healthy snacks still need boundaries. Food number 10 is cocoa and chocolate. Chocolate is loved by almost everyone. Dark chocolate is often promoted for antioxidants. Cocoa contains flavonoids that may support heart health in some contexts. But for kidney patients, chocolate can be a problem because it may contain phosphorus, potassium, sugar, fat, and oxalates. Cocoa powder can be high in oxalate. Chocolate products often come with added sugar. Chocolate milk adds dairy, phosphorus, and potassium. Candy bars add sugar, fat, and additives. If you have calcium oxalate kidney stones, cocoa and chocolate may need caution. If you have CKD and high phosphorus or potassium, chocolate may need limits. This does not mean one tiny piece will destroy your kidneys. But daily chocolate, large portions, chocolate drinks, and cocoa-heavy smoothies can become a problem for some people. If you want something sweet, consider kidney-conscious alternatives your dietitian approves. If chocolate fits your plan, keep the portion small. And do not confuse dark chocolate marketing with unlimited safety. Food number 9 is rice eaten too often or prepared carelessly. Rice is a staple food around the world. For many people, it is affordable, filling, and culturally important. So I am not here to scare you away from rice completely, but rice deserves discussion for 2 reasons. First, certain rice products can contain arsenic, especially if rice is eaten very frequently and in large amounts. Arsenic exposure over time is a health concern. Second, for kidney patients, brown rice and whole grain rice can contain more phosphorus and potassium than white rice. This is one of those confusing kidney diet moments. For general health, brown rice is often promoted as healthier because it has more fiber and nutrients. But for some kidney patients who must limit phosphorus and potassium, white rice may sometimes be easier to fit. That does not mean white rice is healthier for everyone. It means kidney nutrition is different. If rice is a major part of your diet, vary your grains if possible. Ask about kidney-friendly options. Rinse rice. Cook it with extra water and drain it if appropriate. Consider alternatives like couscous, bulgur, barley, or other grains only if they fit your kidney plan, because some whole grains may also be higher in phosphorus and potassium. The key is not fear. The key is variety and guidance. Food number 8 is butter, especially salted butter. Butter is high in saturated fat. Salted butter also adds sodium. Saturated fat can affect heart health, and heart health matters for kidney health because the heart and kidneys are closely connected. High blood pressure, narrowed blood vessels, poor circulation, and cardiovascular disease can all affect the kidneys. Butter also often appears with other kidney-stressing foods: white bread, processed pastries, fried foods, mashed potatoes, restaurant meals, buttered salty snacks. If you have CKD, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or heart disease risk, butter should be used carefully. This does not mean you can never taste butter, but it should not be a major daily fat source. Use small amounts. Choose unsalted if you use it. Consider healthier fats like olive oil if they fit your diet. And remember, the problem is often not one pat of butter. It is the pattern. Butter plus salt. Butter plus processed carbs. Butter plus fried foods. Butter plus no vegetables. That pattern is what harms the system. Food number 7 is pretzels and crackers. Pretzels and crackers look light. They look harmless. They are easy snacks. But many are loaded with sodium, and they often provide very little nutrition. You can eat a large amount and still not feel satisfied. For kidney patients and people with high blood pressure, this is a problem. Sodium can increase thirst. It can increase fluid retention. It can raise blood pressure. It can worsen swelling. It can make the heart and kidneys work harder. Crackers may also contain phosphorus additives depending on the brand. So if you snack often, read labels. Look for sodium, look for phosphate additives. Choose unsalted or low-sodium options. Better yet, replace frequent packaged snacks with fresh foods that fit your kidney plan. Apple slices, berries, small portions of approved vegetables. Low-sodium homemade snacks. The kidney-friendly snack is not the one with the best marketing. It is the one that fits your sodium, potassium, phosphorus, and blood sugar goals. Food number 6 is canned and frozen prepared foods. Canned foods and frozen meals are convenient. Canned soups, canned vegetables, canned beans, frozen dinners, frozen pizza, frozen breakfast meals, frozen sauces, frozen seafood with added salt. They save time, but they often come with sodium, sometimes a lot of sodium. Sodium is used for flavor and preservation, and for CKD, high blood pressure, heart failure, or swelling, sodium can become a major problem. Some canned foods can be made safer by choosing no salt-added versions or rinsing them. But not all canned or frozen foods are equal. Frozen plain vegetables without sauce can be fine for many people. Frozen meals with sauces and processed meats may be very high in sodium and additives. The key is reading labels. Do not assume frozen means bad or canned means bad. Plain frozen vegetables may be useful. No salt-added canned goods may fit. But prepared, packaged, sauce-heavy, salt-heavy products are the concern. Choose fresh when possible. Choose low sodium when not. Rinse canned foods when appropriate. And avoid using the liquid from canned foods if it contains sodium or potassium you are trying to limit. Food number 5 is processed meat. This is one of the biggest foods to limit if you care about kidney and heart health. Processed meat includes hot dogs, sausages, bacon, ham, salami, pepperoni, deli meat, corned beef, beef jerky, and many packaged meat products. These foods often contain high sodium. They may contain phosphorus additives. They may contain preservatives. They may be high in saturated fat. They are linked with several chronic disease risks. For kidney patients, processed meat is especially concerning because it combines multiple burdens: sodium burden, phosphorus additive burden, protein burden, cardiovascular burden, and people often eat it daily. Bacon at breakfast, deli meat at lunch, pepperoni pizza at dinner, jerky as a snack. That pattern can quietly overload a vulnerable body. If you need protein, choose cleaner sources that fit your kidney plan. Egg whites, fresh poultry, fish, fresh lean meats in controlled portions, plant proteins if appropriate. But do not rely on processed meats as a daily protein source. Your kidneys and arteries deserve better. Food number 4 is legumes, including beans and lentils. This one surprises people because beans and lentils are nutritious. They contain fiber, they contain plant protein, they support gut health, they can help replace processed meat in many diets. For healthy people, legumes can be excellent, but for kidney patients, legumes can be complicated because they may contain potassium and phosphorus. A cup of cooked beans can contain enough potassium and phosphorus to matter for someone with CKD. This does not mean kidney patients can never eat beans. Some may be able to include small portions, especially with dietitian guidance. Preparation methods may help. Soaking and cooking can reduce some minerals. Portion control matters. But if your potassium or phosphorus is high, do not suddenly start eating large bowls of beans because they are healthy. Again, kidney disease changes the rules. Ask your dietitian, measure portions, watch labs, and do not combine beans with salty canned sauces, processed meats, or high-sodium seasonings. Food number 3 is dairy. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, and other dairy foods can provide protein, calcium, and vitamin D, but they can also contain phosphorus and potassium. In CKD, phosphorus can build up if the kidneys cannot remove enough. High phosphorus can pull calcium from bones and contribute to bone and blood vessel problems over time. Some dairy products are also high in saturated fat, sugar, or sodium. Cheese can be salty, ice cream can be sugary, chocolate milk adds sugar and phosphorus. Large milk intake can increase potassium and phosphorus load. If you have kidney disease, ask how much dairy fits your plan. Some people may need to limit dairy, some may use specific alternatives. But be careful with plant-based milks too. Some contain phosphate additives or potassium additives. Always read labels. A milk alternative is not automatically kidney-friendly. Food number 2 is whole grains, bran cereals, oatmeal, and brown rice in certain kidney diets. This may shock you. Most health advice says whole grains are better, and for many healthy people, that can be true. Whole grains contain fiber and nutrients. They can support digestion, cholesterol, and blood sugar patterns. But for some kidney patients, whole grains can contain more phosphorus and potassium than refined grains. The bran and germ contain many minerals. That is good in a healthy diet, but it may be difficult in a kidney diet where phosphorus and potassium must be controlled. This is why kidney diet advice can sound backwards. A person with CKD may sometimes be told to choose white rice or white bread over brown rice or whole wheat bread, not because refined grains are generally healthier. Because the kidney diet is focused on mineral control. This is personal. If your phosphorus is normal, your dietitian may allow more whole grains. If phosphorus is high, you may need limits. Do not guess. And watch out for bran cereals, granola, oatmeal, and whole grain products with phosphorus additives. Read labels. Ask about portions. Food number 1 is whole wheat bread. This is the one many people do not expect. Whole wheat bread is often marketed as the healthier bread. More fiber, more nutrients, more natural. And for many people, whole wheat bread may be a good choice. But for some kidney patients, whole wheat bread can be higher in phosphorus and potassium than white bread. That can matter if you are trying to control these minerals. Also, many commercial breads contain sodium. Some contain added sugar. Some contain phosphate additives. And people rarely eat one slice. A sandwich has 2 slices. Toast may be 2 slices. Add cheese, deli meat, pickles, sauce. And now the meal becomes a sodium and phosphorus load. So the problem is not only the bread, it is the sandwich. Whole wheat bread, processed meat, cheese, pickles, mayo, chips on the side, soda. That is a kidney-stressing meal. If you have CKD and your dietitian recommends white bread or lower phosphorus bread options, do not feel confused. Kidney nutrition is not the same as general nutrition. The healthiest choice for the average person is not always the safest choice for a kidney patient. The right choice is the one that fits your labs. Now let us pause and breathe. That was a long list. Avocado, bananas, apricots, oranges and orange juice, dried fruits, spinach, potatoes and sweet potatoes, tomatoes and tomato sauce, pickles and relish, soda, alcohol, almonds and certain nuts, cocoa and chocolate, rice, butter, pretzels and crackers, canned and frozen prepared foods, processed meat, beans and lentils, dairy, whole grains, whole wheat bread. But I want you to understand the real message. These foods do not all damage every person. Many of them can be healthy in the right person. The warning is for people with kidney problems, abnormal potassium, abnormal phosphorus, high blood pressure, kidney stones, fluid retention, or advanced CKD. The danger is not the name of the food. The danger is eating the wrong food for your kidney status. Now let me tell you a story. Imagine a woman named Linda. Linda is 62 years old. She has high blood pressure and diabetes. Her doctor told her that her kidney function is lower than it used to be. At first, she decides to eat healthier, and she really tries. For breakfast, she eats whole wheat toast with avocado, then a banana. For lunch, she makes spinach salad with tomatoes, almonds, and beans. For dinner, she eats baked potatoes and brown rice because she heard whole foods are healthier. She snacks on dried fruit. She drinks orange juice because it has vitamin C. She avoids junk food and feels proud. But at her next appointment, her potassium is high, her phosphorus is high, her blood pressure is still not controlled. Linda is confused. She says, "Doctor, I stopped eating junk. I am eating healthy food now." And her doctor says, "Linda, these foods are healthy for many people, but your kidneys cannot handle some of them in these portions right now." That is the kidney diet lesson. Healthy is personal. For Linda, the solution was not starvation, it was guidance. She switched to kidney-friendlier fruit portions. She reduced avocado and bananas. She replaced spinach with lower potassium vegetables. She controlled tomatoes and potatoes. She changed bread choices. She reduced processed meats and sodium. She worked with a renal dietitian, and for the first time, her diet made sense. She stopped guessing. That is what I want for you. Do not fear food. Understand food. Do not follow random lists blindly. Learn your numbers. Work with your clinician. Build a plan that fits your kidneys. Now, if you have kidney concerns, here are the 4 nutrients you must understand. Sodium, potassium, phosphorus, protein, sometimes oxalates, sometimes fluid. Sodium affects blood pressure and fluid balance. Potassium affects heart rhythm and muscle function. Phosphorus affects bones, blood vessels, and mineral balance. Protein affects waist load and muscle needs. Oxalates affect kidney stone risk in some people. Fluid matters if your kidneys or heart cannot remove extra water. This is why kidney diets must be personalized. One person may need low potassium, another may not. One person may need more protein because they are on dialysis. Another may need less because they are in earlier CKD. One person may need strict fluid control. Another may need better hydration. One person may need to avoid oxalates. Another may not. So please do not copy another patient's kidney diet. Your labs decide your plan. Now let us build a safer kidney plate. Start with your doctor's and dietitian's instructions. Then focus on fresh, lower sodium foods. Choose vegetables that fit your potassium plan. Choose fruits that fit your potassium and blood sugar plan. Choose protein in the right amount. Limit processed meats. Limit salty snacks. Read labels for sodium and phosphate additives. Cook at home more often. Use herbs, garlic, onion, lemon, vinegar, and spices instead of salt-heavy sauces. Control portions, and check labs regularly. Now here are warning signs that your kidneys may need medical attention. Swelling in the ankles, legs, hands, or face. Foamy urine that keeps coming back. Blood in the urine. Very dark urine without a clear reason. Urinating much less than usual. Urinating much more than usual. High blood pressure that is hard to control. Fatigue that does not improve. Loss of appetite. Nausea. Shortness of breath with swelling. Muscle cramps. Itching. Confusion. Back or side pain with fever. These signs do not always mean kidney disease, but they should not be ignored. Ask your doctor about kidney testing. Ask for eGFR. Ask for urine albumin. Ask about potassium. Ask about phosphorus. Ask about sodium. Ask whether you need a renal dietitian. Now let me give you a simple 7-day kidney food reset. Day 1, remove 1 high-sodium packaged food. Day 2, replace soda or juice with water or unsweetened tea if allowed. Day 3, check your bread, cereal, and grain labels for sodium and phosphate additives. Day 4, replace processed meat with a fresher protein option that fits your plan. Day 5, review your fruit choices and portions. Day 6, review your vegetables for potassium and oxalate concerns if you have CKD or stones. Day 7, write down questions for your doctor or dietitian. What is my eGFR? Is my potassium high? Is my phosphorus high? How much sodium should I eat? How much protein is right for me? Should I limit fluid? Do I need to avoid oxalates? That is how you stop guessing. Now here is a 30-day plan. Week 1, sodium control. Read labels, reduce packaged foods, avoid salty snacks, use herbs instead of salt. Week 2, potassium awareness. Do not fear potassium. Just learn which foods are high and whether your labs require limits. Week 3, phosphorus awareness. Look for phosphate additives in processed foods, dark sodas, processed meats, dairy products, and packaged meals. Week 4, personalization. Meet your doctor or dietitian. Review your labs. Build a food list that fits you. Not your neighbor. Not a random influencer. You. Now let us close with the truth. Your kidneys are not asking for a perfect diet. They are asking for the right diet. Right for your labs. Right for your condition. Right for your stage. Right for your medications. Right for your blood pressure. Right for your blood sugar. The foods in this video are not evil. But if your kidneys are weak, some of them may need limits. And that one change, choosing based on your kidney status instead of general health advice, can protect you from serious mistakes. If this video helped you, share it with someone over 50 who has kidney problems, high blood pressure, diabetes, swelling, kidney stones, or a family history of kidney disease. They may not need another scary warning. They may need clarity. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not personal medical advice and does not replace your doctor, nephrologist, urologist, renal dietitian, pharmacist, or healthcare team. Do not make major diet changes without professional guidance if you have chronic kidney disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, kidney stones, high potassium, high phosphorus, swelling, dialysis, fluid restriction, or if you take prescription medication. I am Dr. Adrian. Take care of your kidneys, take care of your food choices, and remember this: a food can be healthy and still be wrong for your kidneys. The secret is not fear. The secret is knowing your numbers.